remember when. Thank you, Unity Band. Good morning. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Lansing, and happy Labor Day weekend. One of those days where you have mixed feelings because it kind of denotes the unofficial end of summer. But also we get a long weekend in it, so isn't that great? And if you're joining us, online, there we go. Welcome. So grateful that you could join us on this holiday weekend, or if you're watching us recorded, I hope it will be very present to you the time that you do see it. And we do have, if you're online, make a little note on chat. Jane Cluse is always on there ready to say hello. She's our virtual usher, greeter, friendly person to chat with. And if you're here for the first time, again, a very special welcome. Thank you for joining us on this holiday weekend. We are expecting, and now we have a due date. Wednesday, our new HVAC systems are being installed. It'll be a 3-day deal. 2 weeks. I mean, that is awesome. That's from the time we approved it. I mean, this is just great. So just in time, it's going to be a week where we don't need anything because it's that temperature. So we are very excited about our twins coming, and we'll probably call them Charles and Myrtle Fillmore. Go through there. Oh, and we do our work on Labor Day. One of the biggest work we do is prayer. So if you have celebrations or concerns, our prayer box is over there. If you're online, you can submit a prayer request online. Our prayer team prays with you for the next 30 days and forwards it to Silent Unity for an additional 30 days of prayer. So no matter what is going through, know that you are not alone. Let's affirm our mission statement together. We spiritually awaken to our oneness with God, with each other, and with all creation. This comes out of our vision. Can you imagine seeing a world powerfully transformed through a growing movement of shared spiritual awakening? I'm always surprised how many wars are fought over religious matters. It doesn't quite make sense. Anyway, let's affirm together with that idea that there is one light, that God, that divine, that cosmos, but there are many lamps, each one of us. The enlightenment of the Buddha shines within us. The compassion of the Christ moves through us. The power of Jehovah strengthens and guards us. The presence of Allah surrounds and guides us. Wherever we are, the Tao is, and all is God. As we join, we're going to do this song one more time because we had it down. Jeff is going to be leading us today in song. So if you would like to stand for this song, there's some little motions involved, but you can also do it seated. It does feel good when you move your arms. Here we go. I am that I am has sent me to this moment. Here I am that I am has sent this now moment. Here I am to be the voice, to be the heart through which heaven is known on earth. To be the voice, to be the heart through which heaven. One more time. I am that I am has sent me to this now moment. Here I am that I am has sent me to this now moment. Here I am to be the voice, to be the heart through which heaven made known on earth. To be the voice, to be the heart through which heaven is made known on earth. Deep breath and be seated. Doesn't that feel good? Well, now that we are in that consciousness, the I am presence within us, what a great time to pray for our neighbors. And of course, here on Labor Day, one of the main things we do is really hold in our hearts all those people that work for us. I mean, it's amazing, all the people that had to cooperate just for us to even be here this morning in this place and building, from those that made our vehicles, pumped the gas, farmers creating food so we're living and we get here. But some of the things that came up this week for me was the dust storms out west. That's, wow, the hababs out there. Also, the students and families and all the religious workers at the Annunciation Catholic Church in Minneapolis. Last week we were praying for our teachers and our children as they're going back to school, and I think all of us looking for guidance on how we can put an end to that kind of insanity. Also, Gaza and Ukraine stay in our prayers. I was looking at the yellow sunflowers up here. We've been holding them up here way too long in memory of the Ukraine. Last Sunday was actually Ukraine's 34th Independence Day from Russia. Yeah, interesting. And also, travelers on this holiday weekend. I hate that we set records for traffic accidents, so we'll just hold that whole vision that our roads are safe, our drivers are sane, and everybody's in cooperation. So let's just take a moment to join together in prayer, close our eyes, and just journey inward to that place where we can do our heart work, that we can make an acknowledgement of our oneness with all of us here in this room and all of us here on this planet, knowing that where there is hurt, we send that vibration of compassion. Where there's floundering and apparent failure, we hold to the truth of the strength within those individuals. Where there are unanswered questions, unsolvable mysteries, we hold to the truth of a deeper knowing that goes beyond words, that goes beyond human logic, that enters into the sphere of the law of these cosmos, that there is a vibrational force of life evident within each and every living being on this planet. We know that truth to be self-evident, that there is a power greater than any situation, greater than any circumstance, greater than any appearance. And this is what we choose to see as we hold the high watch for those with whom we share this magnificent planet. And so it is. Amen. Oh, and we get to celebrate 20 years of Katrina, post-Katrina, recovery in New Orleans. And first of all, who believes it was 20 years ago? Time goes so fast. But what a great reminder that when there's total devastation, things can be rebuilt and things can even be better. I was looking at one of the documentaries of this beautiful musicians' village they built up in the 9th Ward to keep that whole legacy of music alive. So that's wonderful. Okay, a little table talk time. What was your first job? It's Labor Day. What was your first job? What did you learn from it? What was your first job? Could have been informal. Could have been a neighbor paying you something. Well, for those of you at home, I can't hear you, but you might post on YouTube. What was your first job? What did you learn from it? I remember one of mine, I think I was about 16, and I got a 2-week job working for the plumber office that my dad used. He was a builder. And I did the reception and a little bit of the books for those 2 weeks. And I was amazed that I had a worth to somebody else, that they actually gave me money for what it was that I was doing. And I quite enjoyed it. And then I learned that, boy, having money gave you freedom to make some choice. I could buy my own school clothes and stuff. So that was kind of fine. So what did you learn? Yeah, think about it. Maybe it was cutting the lawn for your neighbor, or so many random things that we do, those first jobs when we step out. Sounds like a lot of excitement here. Okay, well, I guess it's time for us to swing wide the doors. Whoop, there we go. Hey, you want to come back together anytime with join in the music? as you're comfortable.
Here we go. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. I'm not holding it in anymore. I'm gonna shout it out loud. I understand now what I'm here for and what this life is about. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. About lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. There's a voice that I've heard for years. I learned to keep it inside. Well, now it's coming in loud and clear. I want a deeper life. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. About lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Swing wide the doors of this time is right. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine.
Good morning. I'm Stacey Ames, your platform assistant for today. Yay. Our daily word this morning is healing, inspired by a proverb, quote, "My child, be attentive to my words. Do not let them escape from your sight. Keep them within your heart, for they are life to those who find them and healing to all their flesh," unquote. A teacher asked students to draw self-portraits surrounded by rays of sunshine and swords radiating from their hearts. The rays represent uplifting words. The swords symbolized hurtful ones. This exercise powerfully illustrates that words can heal or harm. Today, we commit to using words that affirm our divinity. We receive these sentiments into our hearts, acknowledging their truths. We release any words that do not uplift us. We heal ourselves by using words of kindness and encouragement. We will also be mindful of the way we speak to others, choosing words that soothe, strengthen, and affirm. We honor the light within everyone and help create a healthy, compassionate world. Let us affirm together. I use uplifting words to support my healing. Happy Labor Day weekend to you all. This is the unofficial end of summer. We sometimes forget the roots of this holiday weekend. During the Industrial Revolution, workers were spending an inordinate amount of time in the factories. The labor movement was born out of a desire for a more balanced lifestyle. Workers marched for a shorter work week, paid holidays, and safer working conditions. As we each relax in our own way this weekend, We can thank the labor movement for making our lives just a little bit better. And now, to even make our lives better, we welcome Selena Rohala to share some music with us.
It is on. Good morning. Hi. Let's spread a little love. The question is why? Why are we here? To say our hellos and goodbyes and disappear. This beautiful life, what is it for? To learn how to master peace or master war. There's only one answer that matters, even if your heart has been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. Love is still the answer. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. We all make mistakes. No, we're not perfect yet. Maybe God made us all from an accident. The question that sits on everyone's lips is why should we pick ourselves up and start over again? There's only one answer that matters, even if your heart has been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. Love is still the answer. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. The question I'll ask at the end of my days is what did I give and what will I take? There's only one answer that matters, even if your heart and your dreams have been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. Love is still the answer. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Love is still the answer.
Thank you. Thank you. What a lovely send-off. When I lived in Toronto, Labor Day was always parade day. All the laborers marched. We don't have a Labor Day parade in Lansing, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, Labor Day really talks to me about the American way. If you get a chance to look at all the wonderful stuff up here on the counter for Labor Day, just, there's so many different kinds of work that are done in all different professions, and it's really appropriate that we take a day to celebrate it. And America has always been so entrepreneurial. There was this one, a kind of a general store that was doing very well in town. Everybody came there, it was prospering, the owner's doing really well. All of a sudden one day, next door, somebody builds another store right next to him. Puts up this great big sign that says, lowest prices. Owner takes a deep breath, but I'll be darned if the next week somebody didn't build a store on the other side. And he put up a sign that said, best selection. Well, this man was very centered, the owner of the center store. He put up a sign that said, main entrance. Don't you wish you could have that clarity when things come up that seem like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose here, or something, whatever it is, yeah. In Hebrews, the book of Hebrews, which I often think was probably the unity scripture, if there was one in the Bible, says that God is not unjust. It will not forget your work and the love you have shown as you have helped people and continue to help them. So really thinking about Labor Day and really the labor of love that we put into our life is really an important part of our spiritual practice. Labor itself, it's that effort that we put in to performing tasks or jobs, a mental effort, probably more these days than the physical effort, though there's still quite a bit of physical activity that needs to be done in the world. But we actually can labor and never work a day in our life. That's when we make the idea of our work a labor of love, a work of our heart. As I look back, I feel so blessed with every job I've had, from the menial to being a minister, that it's always blessed me more than I've been able to bless other people. And I think no matter what the job is, one of my favorite references that I go back to so many times is when I was working a second job delivering pizza to pay for childcare. And what a great experience that was. We worked together as a team. When I went to people's door, everybody welcomed me. I never met anybody angry at a pizza delivery person. I mean, think about it, right? So with everything, you really get what a gift it is to be able to do this work. And all of us, too, are always looking for that purpose in life. And our work is certainly part of that purpose. Maybe not the work itself, but the very act of doing whatever work is that we are doing. Because we don't work just for the money, though that is really helpful to pay to live in this world, but we work for one another. And, it's such a cooperative economy that we have. None of us could do everything that we need to have done. If we were going to buy a new house, we couldn't grow the trees, cut them down, go to the forgers and make nails. I mean, if you think about the whole cooperative effort, even to go to the grocery store, the number of people involved to make that possible for us to go and pick up food, who makes the cans that the food goes into, who brings them in, who made the tires to go on the trucks that bring the food into us. It's just so many layered. So anytime that we think that we got this, we're doing it ourselves, boy, what an illusion that is, because we have a whole army of people working for us all the time, and we in turn do our little part for other people. It's quite a miraculous thing that humanity has done for itself as we've come together, sometimes better than others. And when we make the idea of our work really an act of love, it's an act of worship, or as Eric Butterworth used to talk about, instead of the Sunday worship service, he called it a worthship service, to remind ourselves of our worth in the world. Because we're not worshiping something outside of ourselves. We're really getting to understand our own internal worth of what we are. There was a hospital janitor, and one night when he was washing the floors, the nurse said to him, I don't know how you can smile doing this work. It's really so thankless. It's the middle of the night, nobody sees him. He's washing the floors, and he goes, he says, it's really kind of easy, because as I wash these floors, what I'm thinking about is the next day as people walk down these floors, and I pray for their healing. And he said, I don't just wash clean floors. I prepare a place for miracles. Wow. I prepare a place for miracles. That's the idea of doing this work as a labor of love, of really understanding the ripple effect of not only the physical work we do, but the conscious work we do and we put into things. We all know you walk into a room and somebody's grumpy or angry, you feel it. And it doesn't just stay in the room, it exudes into whatever it is that they're working on. The same way if somebody is happy and joyful, that vibration exudes into everything they do. And if you doubt it at all, there are people that cannot get near equipment that runs. Like, there are people that a photocopier, as soon as they get near it, jams. You know? Do you know what I'm saying? If the machines can feel it, I mean, how can we doubt that this is what happens? So it's really, I think, important for us on a Labor Day weekend as we think about this whole wonderful community of humanity, about shifting for the duty of work, that you have to do this, you have to put in your, it used to be 70, 60, 40 hours of work, whatever that is, that when we are motivated by love, it doesn't only help who we're serving, but it also helps us, because we get to feel that same kind of vibration, that same kind of energy. And when we get to the idea of our spiritual work, because we know, though we are human beings, the spiritual being having this human experience, our spirituality takes some work, some effort, to be conscious of it. But spiritual work isn't just in ministry, it's not in just church service, it's in everything that we do. This is our spiritual work, to make a continuum. I think one of the worst things I ever learned was about these were my Sunday best clothes. And somehow you saved all the good stuff for Sunday, and then the rest of the week got the discards. Well, it goes beyond clothes. It goes on to the way we act to one another. In church we might never dream of yelling at somebody, but come Monday, somebody crosses us, and there we are. I think about our ministry here and our ministry teams, and we just have an incredible set of community here where everybody pitches in so many different ways. If you haven't seen this is kind of an organizational chart of our teams. And even on a Sunday morning, the number of people that it takes for this to happen. Secret Service was in this morning with some clean towels. It just gets done, just gets done. So everybody has these wonderful interests and wonderful gifts and skills that they're willing to share with one another. And because of all of it is what makes it work. It's a miracle that happens every day. Every day there's a place and something for everyone to share and to be appreciated by others. So being able to work is really a gift. And you can really celebrate that work when we get it, that when we work, when we have that purpose, and work is creativity in my mind. You're creating something, whether it's creating an empty garbage can because you're the garbage collector, or creating a garden, whatever that might be, that you're changing things from the way they were to something new. And you realize that this is really an activity of God, an activity divine working through us. We each have different skills, different interests, different abilities. So when we get to be in work, be in creativity, it's really about us being able to express love, to express service one to another. Myrtle Fillmore, Unity co-founder, said that every thought of love is work well done. And I never thought about the actual just thought of love as work well done. That when we can send out that beautiful vibration of love, we're adding something to the world. I mean, I know when I send out those angry thoughts or those fearful thoughts or the despondent thoughts, it doesn't help anything. It just kind of weighs it all down. It's like a heavy blanket. But that sending out loving thoughts is actually work well done. Work well done. There's a story about a carpenter who was older and he was getting ready to retire, and his boss asked him to build one last house. And he did that, but he's kind of shoddy on it. It was the last one. He's through with this. It's over. Like, he's just so over it. And as he finished the house, his boss gave him the keys to the house. That this last house that he built was actually a gift to him. And he realized he had just made himself a shoddy house. Our acts of love don't just help other people, they help ourselves. If you could think of building a house as like a metaphor, that every nail is like a kindness that we offer, a love that we offer as we're building something together. We build the life that we live in. We build the life that we live in. It's not about the other people. It's always about our consciousness, our effort, our intention that we're putting in to those things that we do. And sometimes our work is words. Sometimes our work is words, saying something kind to somebody that might lift them up. Labor is really, love is the foundation of all service. I mean, why else do we serve people? Especially once we get to be an adult and we don't have a parent saying, you have to do this, you have to be nice to your grandmother because she's your grandmother. But no, there's something in us that just loves to be of service to each other. It makes us feel purposeful. It makes us recognize that we do have a worth, that we have something to give and something to share. So whatever we do is about really, ultimately, how much love we put into it. Let me give you an example. If I were, say, to pour you a glass of water, because I knew you were thirsty, it was hot out there, and you go, oh, isn't that nice? But suppose I poured you a glass of water, and then I went and put a little carnation in it. Can you feel that? That little extra touch, you just go, yeah, that whole act of love. It's not grandiose. It's always those little things that somebody does for you, sometimes just so random. It has no measurable meaning, but it has a heart meaning that tiny thing just moves you, that little tiny carnation. And you think, oh, feel that. That's the work all of us can do. It's just so simple and so beautiful and so loving. Oh. Okay, we're on again, off again. Well, we'll see. I'll keep my hand away from my ear. One of the greatest proponents of really infusing their work with love as a devotional act is Brother Lawrence. Some of you may have heard of him before. He's from 16th century France. He was in a monastery there. And his job was to wash the dishes. And if you think of a monastery in the 1600s, think cast iron pans, lots of grease for cooking, and he would be there in that cold water scrubbing, and this was his devotional. He would scrub those pans. So he wasn't like the one that was speaking and the people would come to see, counseling and all that. But during this time, he wrote a tiny little book called Practicing the Presence of God. And he had an attitude that everything he did for God. So while he's scrubbing those greasy pans in that cold water for all of his brothers, his friendly monks, he is seeing this as an act of devotion. And I noticed it, I'll admit, I noticed it at home, that if I really begrudge cleaning the kitchen, washing the dishes, I just want to get it over with. But when I really do it to say, this just creates a nicer home, it's an act done in love, it goes so much faster, and you feel kind of proud, that you've just polished all the silver in a way, that you've just made everything a little more shiny, a little more loving, a little more welcoming, and you have left that vibration behind. When you're folding laundry, doing that is an act of love. As you put the clothes away, as you vacuum the floors, whatever that act might be, as you pull a weed out of your garden. No, not only are you making a little bit more love for your home, but for the people that walk by and they'll go, oh, what lovely gardens. And you just raise everybody with it. Raise everybody with it. However, sometimes it's really hard to do that, right? Sometimes you're tired, you're not feeling well, you're feeling emotionally hurt or physically hurt, or to you in this moment, this other person is just difficult. It's all their fault after all, right? And when those things happen, it's not that you have failed your spiritual work. You have not failed spiritually. You're having this because you're human. We're all human. We have good days, and we have days we'd rather forget about. that were not our proudest moment, shall we say, that we were really in our humanness and really responding to everything out there. However, reminds me of this story of a spiritual teacher who told a story to the people about this man was walking across the room with a cup of coffee, and somebody went by and bumped into his shoulder, and he spilled coffee all over him. And he said to his students, "Why did that happen?" He said, "Well, because somebody bumped into him and made him spill his coffee because there was no lid on it." And he goes, "No. It happened, he spilled coffee on him because there was coffee in the cup." The same thing that happens to us, we're going to have those bumps in our life. We're going to get little shoulder hits that we didn't deserve, that knocks us off balance a little bit. And we are going to spill. And what spills out of us is whatever we have in us. So if we can continue to do that work of the heart, to fill us with that vibration of love, even though we don't always express it, that vibration of compassion and connectedness, when that happens, we are more apt to spill out forgiveness, for example, or more apt to spill out a laugh. Oh my goodness, this is so ridiculous, laughing at the situation, not getting caught up in it. Then if we are all tied up with knots, angst, angry, fearful, and that comes flowing out. We see that happen too many times, where two cups of coffee are just filled with really bad stuff, and they both hit each other, and then there we go. So when we can't really exude the love because of whatever's going on in our humanness, the one thing I think we can always get back to is kindness. The more I've been thinking about kindness, to me, it sometimes I think is even more important than the word love, because love means so many different things. But I think we all know what kindness means. We all know what it means to open a door for somebody or smile for somebody. And we all know what it's like when somebody does something, that little tiny thing for us. When David brings me back Diet Coke from around the world. These little acts of kindness, yeah. I mean, you go, wow, somebody thought about me. And it gives you that little warm, fuzzy feeling. So kindness is something I think that we can always choose. And once we're kind, it's funny, as we keep expressing kindness and even recognizing kindnesses that are done for us, because sometimes we don't get that, it kind of softens our heart. It lets that human experience of angst and hurt kind of dissipate and dissolve away. Namaste is a word we sometimes use. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. The light in me beholds the light in you. And Jesus had a beautiful set of sayings that were recorded that was so much the namaste of kindness. He said, "For I was hungry and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, you invited me in. I needed clothes and you clothed me. I was in prison and you came to visit me. I was sick and you looked after me. Truly I tell you, whatever you do for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you do for me." And we take that universally. It doesn't just mean Jesus saying just for him. It's what we do for each other. Whenever we lift up one person, whenever we express that kindness to one person, we do just our little bit to lift up all of humanity's consciousness. And God knows we could use a little lifting now, a little more kindness, dissipate those kind of war energies, the angry energies, the combative energies, the energy that would drive an individual to be compelled to kill students praying. In class this week on Tuesday, we've been studying the Upanishads, and we came across this idea that when we don't understand why people are doing what they're doing. And a little French word, what it says in French there, that when we understand, we forgive, if we could totally understand. Understanding that because of the oneness, what I need, you need too, and what you need, I need too, that we're all human, we all have these needs. They may look different, they may not line up exactly the same, but we all have these human needs. So the question is not, when somebody does something, why did he act that way? Why did she act that way? Why did they act that way? The question really is, why did I not understand? Why did I not understand? Why wasn't my heart and my inner eyes at a place that I could see the bigger picture. Not that I necessarily agree with them, but if I understand that they had a need and this is how they chose to fulfill it. If I could understand that they were hurting and this is what they did to help comfort themselves or to somehow rebalance themselves, what a difference it would make than playing the blame game. Why did they do that? That was so stupid, that was so awful, yada yada, bringing that whole thing in. Work, by the way, is not done vicariously. It really is a participatory sport that we're involved in this life. And Eric Butterworth, in his book, The Flow of Life, says, all work is an opportunity by which you get into the flow of life. And so you can't just sit back and look at life. You get involved, do those things. It doesn't matter what the nature of the work might be. What counts is the attitude with which you approach it. That's how you never work a day in your life. It's always an act of love that you're expanding out there. When I was in Canada, one of my congregants was in the hospital for surgery. They found quite a big mass and thought it was malignant. And when something like that happens, you kind of think about your own mortality, what you hadn't done, what you wish you had done, you kind of reevaluate. And I came in to see him after the surgery, and he said, I just have to tell you, the doctor came in after the surgery and told me it wasn't malignant. He said to me, you're gonna live. You're gonna live. And those words are words that maybe we hear on this Labor Day, that we're gonna live because we have that opportunity to participate in life by the work that we do, especially the work that we can do in love. And if we can't bring up full out love, then do it in full out kindness. Just all those things we can do for one another. Kindness really is love in action. It's so universal. And you think about kindness as an act that makes love visible. People say, I love you. We say that to our families. We say that to our partners. We say that to our kids. We say that to our animals. But what really shows that love is when we do those little acts of kindness. Give them that special little treat. Maya Angelou said that people will forget what you said, but people will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And we all know what those acts of kindness make us feel like, that little carnation in a glass of water. So, that kindness, did you feel the change in the room when I put the little carnation in the glass? It does change the whole atmosphere. Such a simple thing can change the whole atmosphere. If it can do it in this room, can imagine what it can do in our world. They don't shift the situation, but they shift our attitude, our perception of it. They put us in touch at a deeper level of ourself, finding that love that sometimes feels lost in this world. So let's do a few affirmations together as we get ready to go into meditation. Let's affirm, I labor with love. Every task is a sacred opportunity to let God's love shine through me. I labor in love. My love is kindness. I am living the abundant life, fully expressing my divine nature in work, rest, and everything in between. And so it is. Amen. And we'll take that into a time of meditation together, and Jeff is going to lead us in our meditation song.
I can feel it. I can feel it. Oh, your presence. Oh, your presence. I can feel it. I can feel it. Oh, your presence. Oh, your presence. It is great. It is good. It is perfect. Oh, your presence. Oh, your presence. It is great. It is good. It is holy. Oh, your I can feel it. Oh, your mercy. Oh, your mercy. It is great. It is good. It is perfect. Oh, your presence. Oh, your presence. It is great. It is good. It is holy. Oh, your presence. Oh, your presence. And I know in my body you reside. And I know I am breathing in your life. And I know I am seeing through your eyes. And I know that your heart is beating mine. I can feel it. I can feel it. Oh, your love. Oh, your love. I can feel it. I can feel it. Oh, your love. Oh, your love. Oh, your love. Oh, your love.
As we take a deep breath, this is a time that we can close our eyes if that's comfortable for us. And give ourselves permission to do the labor of love, connecting to that inner space, that inner place, that inner stillness, that place where we hear the still small voice. As we breathe, feeling the peace, the mercy, the love. As we relax into that breath, until finally we allow that primal cause to be breathing us. On this day where we celebrate the labor, the worth of all of our neighbors, those we know by name and those who will never meet. We take a step further into labor, as in the labor of childbirth. We all understand that there is work to be done to bring new life. There is a speed to it, a rhythm to it. But each pattern is individual as each of us are. In this moment, we each have been impregnated with that new expression of life, that new expression of love, that new expression of compassion that is ready to be born. As we each enter into our individual journeys, there may be times where it feels like pain. There may be times when the illusion of something fearful creeps into our thoughts. And we give ourselves permission to have these human responses to our world, even as we ground ourselves in a truth that is so much higher, in a truth of oneness and connectedness, a truth of wisdom to move through any challenge that stands in front of us. And so we labor and labor in love for as long as it takes, for as many missteps, false alarms, and deep fears, until we bring forth that is within us, as our love becomes visible in acts of kindness, and as we become receptacles to receive that kindness for others. This is our Labor Day celebration. This is our labor of the heart. This is our humanity doing its very best. And so it is. Amen.
I can feel it. I can feel it. Oh, your mercy. Oh, your mercy. It is great. It is good. It is perfect. Oh, your presence. Oh, your presence. It is great. It is good. It is holy. Oh, your presence. Oh, your presence. And I know in my body you reside. And I know I am breathing in your life. And I know I am seeing through your eyes. And I know that your heart is beating mine. I can feel it. I can feel it. Oh, your love. Oh, your love. I can feel it. I can feel it. Oh, your love. Oh, your love. Oh, your love. Oh, your love.
As you were singing that, did it ever cross your mind that that song is being sung to you, that other people can feel your love, feel your presence, feel your breath? So spiritual practice for the week. When in doubt, be kind. Isn't that easy? Isn't that easy? When in doubt, be kind. It's a great practice. Love's ideal, but the practice is kindness. And with that, I'm going to be kind enough to invite Celine to come back up here, because she's going to be kind enough to sing to us.
All right, let's have some fun. Could anyone among us have an inkling or a clue what magic feats of wizardry and voodoo you can do? But who could ever guess what powers you possess? And who would have the sense to change his views and start to mind his ESPs and Qs? For who would ever dream of hearing phones before they ring, or ordering the earth to send you up a little spring, or finding you've been crowned the queen of lost and found? And who would not be stunned to see you prove there's more to us than surgeons can remove? So much more than we ever knew, so much more were we born to do. Should you draw back the curtain, this I am certain, you'll be impressed by you. On a clear day, rise and look around you, and you'll see who you are. On a clear day, how it will astound you that the glow of your being outshines every star you feel part of. Every mountain, sea, and shore you can hear from far and near, a world you've never heard before. And on a clear day, on that clear day, you can see forever and evermore. You feel part of every mountain, sea, and shore. You can hear from far and near, a world you've never heard before. And on a clear day, on that clear day, you can see forever and ever and ever and evermore.
Thank you, Selena. Now is the time we create a sacred circle of generosity by acknowledging and sharing of the blessings that we have received. Giving is a matter of the heart, not of wealth. If you are in person, you can place your love offering in the glass jar on the table. If you are using a credit card, please use the QR code on the screen and give your support through PayPal. Whether or not you are sharing of financial gifts this week, we invite you to affirm the sacred exchange by placing a hand over your heart or by using an affirmation token from the bowl on your table. We bless our gifts as we share of our love and our treasures by affirming together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I praise, give thanks, and am glad. Our circle of generosity includes gratitude to every one of you who support unity with your loving gifts. Our circle of generosity grows even larger as we share our gifts with others. As a tithing ministry, a portion of our tithes is shared with local charitable organizations that inspire and bless us. For the third quarter of this year, we are sharing our tithes with Ellie's Place and the Boys and Girls Club of Lansing. Both organizations serve our youth in ways that support them as they journey through life. Let us bless these organizations and affirm our blessings together as we sing, I Am So Grateful.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful.
Let us take a moment to deeply immerse ourselves in gratitude by collectively blessing the gifts received on our table. Derek will lead us in our affirmation together.
Given in love, received in love, we dedicate these gifts to do the will and the work of Holy Spirit. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Derek. Few announcements this morning. The Lunch Bunch is a social group that meets for a no-host lunch, meaning each person pays for their own. This coming Friday, it will be September 5th already, and everybody is meeting at the Blue Gill Grill. It is helpful to contact Nancy Clater or the church office if you are coming so that we can reserve enough seats. But if you become free at the last moment, drop-ins are always welcome. Next Sunday is a special Sunday as we will have Brian Lotman here. He's the wandering monk, and he will be returning to speak to us at the Sunday service and then holding a special gathering at noon. Everyone is invited to join him following the service for this special workshop. The suggested love offering for the session is $30. Unity is returning to Turkeyville on Saturday, October 4th for a turkey dinner and to watch the musical Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Tickets are $58 for the combination of the dinner and the play. If you plan to join us for the day, tickets must be purchased by next Sunday, September 7th. Note that there are only 4 tickets left at this point. Jane will be collecting any money that you might have to make your reservations today. Jane Cluse is over here. First come, first serve on those last 4 tickets. A reminder that each Sunday at 9:45 is your opportunity to participate in a group meditation in the lodge. This is a wonderful time to lead, a wonderful opportunity if you want to lead a meditation. If you want to volunteer for a Sunday meditation, sign up on the meditation sheet on the credenza right over here. That would be if you want to lead. Oh, Maggie has it, okay. So see her if you would like to lead a meditation on a Sunday morning. You'll find on your tables a new edition of the September Unity Pulse. Check this calendar on the back for easy reference about all the events here at Unity. Also, you can, at unitylansing.org is our website, which has information on all scheduled events. Or you can sign up for the weekly e-news to keep current on what's happening. You can sign up for that on the website, and you can sign up using the connection cards on your table for the e-letter. Following the service today, a prayer practitioner is available to pray with you one-on-one. Prayer practitioners will be gathered right up here at the front wearing a purple stole for easy, so you can find them easily. As we conclude our service this morning, let's stand and create a circle of consciousness as we sing the peace song, followed by the prayer of protection.
peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our Father, then we all agree. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth,